Have you ever stared at a 2-hour interview or a long panel recording, dreading the mountain of work needed to turn it into a handful of social clips? You know the traditional grind, firing up a heavy editor, importing massive files, and wasting hours manually marking in and out points just to get snippets. It works, sure, but it is painfully slow, fiddly, and frankly, it feels like total overkill if you just need to share the best moments with your audience. Lately, I have been using a much smarter workflow that revolves around an AI-driven tool called Vizard, and it has genuinely been a massive time saver for me. This isn't about complex color grading or fancy transitions, but rather focusing on the actual, high-value moments that perform well online and getting them out fast. To get started, you simply drop your long video file right into the dashboard, and it handles everything from MP4s and MOVs to big Zoom or OBS recordings. The beauty here is the lack of friction, because you do not need to transcode files or wait for heavy proxies to render before you start your work. Once your footage is uploaded, the platform's AI engine kicks in and starts analyzing the entire file to find the engagement signals that matter. It scans for things like high-energy segments, applause, laughter, or even sudden topic shifts to automatically propose a list of perfectly trimmed highlight clips. The timestamps are clearly mapped out for you, so you can easily scrub through each suggestion to see exactly where it came from in your original long-form file. Compared to doing this manually, the speed of this process is honestly a little bit weird, but in the best possible way. While tools like basic cutters are great for frame-accurate work, they don't actually pick the highlights for you, and heavy editors are often too slow for quick social content. Vizard sits perfectly between those two worlds, automating the tedious part of finding the creative sparks in your footage so you can focus on the final polish. Looking at the interface, you will see a clear layout with your project list on the left, the main player and suggested clips right in the middle, and your settings on the right. When you select a suggested highlight, you can preview it, tweak the exact trim points, and instantly select a format preset for different social platforms. Need a 30-second vertical clip for TikTok or a square post for Instagram? It is literally just a single click to get the right dimensions. If a recommended clip doesn't quite hit the mark, you can easily add or delete segments manually to maintain your control over the story. A really useful detail I love is the ability to group clips into a single story or keep them as separate files depending on your needs. If you have 4 highlights from a keynote, you can stitch them together into one montage or export them individually for a week of micro-content. This flexibility stops you from having to constantly export, re-import, and edit just to get different versions of your project. Then there is the auto-schedule feature, which is something I have become honestly obsessed with for my own channel management. After your clips are approved, you don't need to manually post them because you can just set a frequency, choose your social accounts, and let the AI find the best times. You still have full control to move posts around or tweak captions, but it takes the massive decision fatigue of daily posting off your plate. The content calendar view is a game changer, acting as a centralized hub to see every clip queued up across all your different channels. You can drag and drop content, batch edit your captions, and repurpose one single clip for different platforms with specific tweaks in just seconds. It feels incredibly calming to have everything in one place, especially when you are used to juggling spreadsheets and separate scheduling apps. In terms of quality, because the platform trims directly from your original high-resolution file, your exports stay crisp and looking professional. You won't have to deal with annoying issues like audio drift or messy re-encodes, which is a common headache with other automated tools. Of course, if you are doing heavy visual effects or intensive color grading, you should definitely stick to your professional NLE software. But for the goal of getting consistent, clickable, high-quality short-form content out the door, this gives you the best results without the hours of pain. Here is a quick practical tip. Create a dedicated export folder for each of your projects to keep your naming clean and organized. When the platform exports multiple clips, it uses a consistent pattern like clip 01, clip 02, which makes it so much easier to batch upload everything later. Also, definitely use the AI-suggested tags and headline prompts because they work perfectly as a starting draft for your captions. They aren't always perfect, but they save you the blank page syndrome and get your creative juices flowing in the right direction immediately. If you are working with a team, the project sharing settings are a lifesaver, allowing collaborators to jump in and pick up the work without redoing your cuts. Comparing this to other approaches, the real strength here is the sweet spot of having enough automation to be fast, but enough manual control to be precise. Other tools out there might force you into one platform or have weird limitations, but this feels built for the way creators actually work today. To test the speed, I loaded a 90-minute panel discussion, and the AI immediately suggested 12 great clips with sharp insights and funny moments. I spent just 10 minutes reviewing, tweaking the in and out points slightly, and scheduling a whole week's worth of content across my social channels. Compare that to spending an entire hour just importing and scratching the surface in a traditional editor, and the difference is night and day. Now, one honest flag: automated systems are not perfect, and sometimes the AI might chop a sentence a little too early or miss a tiny bit of context. That is exactly why you should treat the AI suggestions as a first draft, not the final cut, and always keep that quick human review in the loop. Wrapping it all up, if you want to turn your long-form content into consistent short-form posts without becoming a full-time professional editor, you have to try this. It is fast, it is lightweight, and it is specifically built for creators who want to scale their content output without completely burning out their workload. Use it to hunt for those gems in your long videos, export platform-ready clips instantly, and automate your posting so you can get back to creating. I would be happy to walk you through a sample project, so just upload a file and we can show you the exact steps to build your own content calendar. Once you start automating this part of your process, I promise you it is extremely hard to go back to the old way of manually hunting for clips. This isn't a magic wand, but for anyone who is serious about regular long to short repurposing, it is a complete game changer for your workflow.